Available now. Link below.
Now you're about to dive into a report that cuts through the noise like a hot knife through butter. Tonight we're zeroing in on a tale of two contests. Nikki Haley's victory in the D.C. swamp and President Trump's overwhelming triumph in the Idaho caucus. This is not just another political showdown. It's a revealing snapshot of where the heart of America truly lies. Haley's win, a mere participation trophy in the grand scheme. Trump's landslide, a thunderous declaration from the real America. Now, this special report will lay bare the truths that the mainstream media shies away from, and by the end, you'll see why this isn't just about two primaries. So stick around for my final thought, because you don't want to miss why this story matters deeply to the future of our republic. It's a perspective that could change everything you thought you knew about the 2024 race. Now, before we dive into the heart of today's special report, a quick reminder of why we are able to bring you the real stories. Just like the unexpected turns in our political arena, your energy bills are hitting record highs, unpredictably shaking up your monthly budget. And it's become a battleground, with some companies facing millions in uncollected bills. And this is where our sponsor comes in, offering this little compact energy-saving device. It's like having a secret weapon against those soaring costs. It's not just a device. It is your ally in navigating the tumultuous waters of utility bills. Discover the savings for yourself at an exclusive 65% off by visiting don'twastepower.com. Now let's get back to uncovering the truth behind the headlines. Now, tonight's special report begins with what some are calling a victory, but what we see is nothing more than a participation trophy. Nikki Haley's officially been named the winner of the Washington D.C. primary, her first so-called victory in the campaign for the GOP nomination. And according to NBC News and the AP, Haley triumphed with 63% of the votes against Trump's 33% in a city known more for its political machinations than its representation of the American heartland. But let's be clear, winning in the swamp doesn't equate to winning in America. It's a small battle in a war where Trump is clearly leading the charge. And the truth is, while Haley's campaign might use this win as a springboard into Super Tuesday, it's hardly the comeback story that they were painting it to be. The former United Nations ambassadors failed to secure any early voting states, and her path forward seems murky at best. Now, this victory in D.C., a place notoriously disconnected from the average American's concerns, is emblematic of the very swamp that Trump has vowed to drain. Watch.
But we begin with tonight's primary results in the district. Thanks for being here. I'm Delia Gonsalves. The final numbers just came in about 2 hours ago, and we can officially tell you that Nikki Haley has won D.C.'s GOP primary. This is Haley's first primary win of the 2024 campaign. So that means she gets D.C.'s 19 delegates. Haley got almost 63% of the vote here in the district. Former President Donald Trump landed in second place with about 33%. He's still considered the frontrunner for the GOP nomination. The rest of the votes were split among Ron DeSantis, Chris Christie, and Vivek Ramaswamy. They're still on the ballot despite dropping out of the race. Just over 2,000 people voted in D.C.'s primary. Haley's campaign put out a statement saying, quote, "It's not surprising that Republicans closest to Washington dysfunction are rejecting Donald Trump and all his chaos." Trump's team also releasing a statement tonight saying in part, quote, "While Nikki has been soundly rejected throughout the rest of America, she was just crowned queen of the swamp by the lobbyists and D.C. insiders that want to protect the failed status quo." Now, the attention turns to Super Tuesday. That's when voters in Virginia and more than a dozen other states will head to the polls. Polls will be open from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. Remember, as long as you're in line by 7, you will be able to vote. Just make sure that you bring your ID with you.
Now let's pivot to where the real action is happening, where the voice of the people is loud and unequivocal. Former President Donald Trump dominated the Idaho Republican Party caucus, securing a monumental victory that underscores his unwavering support among the GOP base. With a staggering 84.6% of the votes to Haley's 13.5%, Trump's win in Idaho is not just a victory, it's a declaration of the people's will. Idaho GOP Chairwoman Dorothy Moon couldn't have said it better. Idaho has reaffirmed its steadfast support for Trump. We recognize our state stands as a beacon of support for Republican ideals. Now, this is not an isolated incident. Trump's victories span across the nation, from Missouri to Michigan. showcasing his undeniable appeal and the alignment of his policies with the desires of the Republican electorate. While Haley clings to her lone win in the D.C. swamp, Trump continues to sweep state after state, amassing a significant lead in delegates. This is the kind of momentum that speaks volumes far louder than any victory in the swamp could. Let's not forget the context here. Haley's campaign has been buoyed not by the support of her own party, but by Biden voters. That's right, Democrats crossing over in open primaries to vote for Haley, as reported in New Hampshire and South Carolina. So what does it say about a Republican candidate when nearly half of her support comes from those who backed Biden in the last election? It's a stark indication that her candidacy may be more about serving the interests of the Democrat Party and the deep state than about championing conservative values and American interests. On the other hand, Trump's campaign has been a testament to the power of sticking to one's principles and fighting for the American people. His victories are not just numbers on a board, they are a reflection of a movement, a collective desire for strong leadership, economic revival, and national security. Trump's agenda resonates with the American people because it's about putting America first, not about playing politics in the D.C. swamp. Take a look.
Former President Trump took another big step on Saturday toward winning the Republican presidential nomination. He defeated Nikki Haley easily in caucuses in the states of Idaho and Missouri, while also picking up every delegate at Michigan's convention caucuses. That delegate total now stands at Trump 247, Nikki Haley 24. And Trump is poised to roll through the Super Tuesday states now just 2 days away. NBC's Ali Vitale is following the campaign for us. Ali, good morning.
Good morning, Willie. And that's right. All-important Super Tuesday drawing ever closer as former President Trump continues to dominate in every other primary or caucus so far this year. That includes those you mentioned last night. And on Tuesday, 15 states hold primaries with more than 800 delegates up for grabs. That could put Trump on the brink of clinching the GOP nomination. But Super Tuesday may also be the last stand for Mr. Trump's sole rival, former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley, vowing to stay in the race through Tuesday before taking it, in her words, step by step after that. And Trump's successful week on the trail only sweetened by legal victories across 3 of his major court cases. First, the Supreme Court agreeing to take up whether Trump can claim presidential immunity over election interference charges. That holds up the Department of Justice case until the court makes a ruling. Second, there's no date set yet for his classified documents case, likely pushing it back to at least the summer. And finally, in Georgia, a judge still weighing misconduct claims against Fulton County DA Fani Willis that could impact if Willis is disqualified from trying that election interference case against Trump there. In short, it's delays, 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 which is exactly what Trump and his team have been hoping for, ensuring that all of this legal drama plays out much closer to Election Day come November. Willie?
A lot to sort through. Ali Vitale doing it for us in Washington. Ali,
Oh, man, they must be seething over there in those production offices. So as we look ahead, the narrative being spun by some in the media would have you believe that Haley's win in D.C. is a turning point. But let's not be misled by the smoke and mirrors of the D.C. elite. The true measure of a candidate's viability is not found in the swamp, but in the heartland of America, in places like Idaho, Missouri, and Michigan, where Trump's victories tell the real story of this primary race. So it's time to ask ourselves, what kind of leader do we want? Do we choose the path of swamp victories and hollow narratives, or do we stand with the candidate who has proven time and time again that he is the choice of the people? Trump's track record speaks for itself. From securing our borders to revitalizing our economy, his policies have laid a groundwork for the prosperous America that we want. So as we move forward, let's remember the lessons from these primaries. The participation trophy awarded to Nikki Haley in the D.C. swamp is a reminder of the disconnect between the political elite and the American people. Trump's sweeping victories across the nation are a testament to his enduring appeal and the alignment of his vision with the desires of the Republican base. If you got value from this report, tap subscribe. My final thought is next. Now, in closing, tonight's report isn't just a tale of 2 primaries. It's a mirror reflecting the stark choices before us. Nikki Haley's participation trophy in the D.C. swamp serves as a vivid reminder of the battles being fought within the GOP, highlighting a divide between the establishment's pick and the people's choice. But let's not lose sight of the bigger picture. Trump's overwhelming victories across the nation underscore a resounding message from the heartland of America, a call for leadership that embodies the true spirit of conservatism and American values. and champions the welfare of the American people above all. As we navigate these turbulent political waters, let's remember the importance of standing firm on our principles and backing the leaders who have consistently fought for us. This story matters because it's about the soul of our republic, a testament to the enduring power of the people's will in shaping our nation's future.
Congratulations, you made it to the end of the video. Now keep up your quest for truth with this next news report. And if you found our channel enlightening, join the millions who agree with you. Tap subscribe. Thank you for watching the Next News Network.